Hey guys, it's Amélie, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys the books that I plan on reading in February. So I'm normally not a big TBR person. I tend to not really stick to my TBRs. I mean, I like the idea of them, but I'm such a mood reader that I never really stick to them. But since I'm participating in 2 readathons this month, I thought I would share with you guys the books that I picked for each challenges. So the first readathon that I'm participating in is the Contemporary-a-thon, hosted by Chelsea Darling Reads and other YouTubers. And I've been wanting to participate in this readathon since like the last round, so like August I think it was. And when I found out about it, I was like, oh my god, I need to join, but it was too late by then and I really regretted it. So this time I am so excited to finally be able to participate, and the challenges have been announced. The Contemporary-a-thon takes place from February 11th until February 17th, which is perfect because it's right around Valentine's Day. Come say hey. Hi. Say hi. So the first challenge is to read the most recent contemporary book that you last purchased or acquired. So thankfully I ended up purchasing a bunch of different contemporary books right around Boxing Day from Book Outlet because I was in the mood for them, and I'm just happy because I have a bunch of options because of that. So the book that I chose for that challenge is Top 10 by Katie Cotugno. So in this book we're following our two main characters, Gabby and Ryan, and both of them have been best friends forever. But on their graduation night, everything changes, their lives, but also their relationship. So as they try to figure out what they mean to each other, they decide to create this top 10, and it's the title, moments of their friendship, so they can decide where to take their relationship next. So I've been wanting to read this for a while now because it is the only Katie Cotugno book that I haven't read, or at least I believe it is the only Katie Cotugno book I haven't read. And I've heard great things about this one. I just love Katie Cotugno, and I'm just very excited to dive into this one. The second challenge is to read a book with blurple, so blue or purple on the cover, and for that I chose American Panda by Gloria Chow. So this is following your main character, Mei Lu. I think that's how you pronounce her name, not entirely sure. Hopefully I'm not pronouncing it wrong, who is Taiwanese. Her parents have very high expectations for her. They want her to become a doctor, but here's the thing, Mei hates medicine, science, all that stuff. She is kind of a germaphobe and she just doesn't want to be a doctor, but she's trying to please her parents, so she goes through with it. But then she meets this boy who's definitely not Taiwanese and who her parents would not approve of. So basically Mei is struggling with like the expectations her parents have of her, but also what she wants to be, what like who she is truly. And it just sounds like something I would really enjoy. I bought this a while ago and I still haven't read it somehow, so I'm just very excited to dive into it. So the third challenge is to read a diverse contemporary, keeping in mind that it's Black History Month. I really wanted to read a contemporary book with a black main character, but I didn't want to buy any books for this readathon. I mean, I have a lot of books on my shelf and I wanted to use this opportunity to like read a bunch of them, but I didn't really have anything with a black main character, or at least that I know of. So I ended up changing it a little bit. It's still diverse. So I ended up picking again American Panda by Gloria Chow because our main character Mei is Taiwanese and her family is Taiwanese, and I think the love interest is Japanese or something like that. So it just felt like it was very fitting. I really wanted to read something with a black main character, but I just didn't have anything. So this one is gonna do great, and I'm still very excited about this one. The fourth challenge is to read a dark, emotional, or hard-hitting contemporary, and for that I picked The Way I Used to Be by Amber Smith. So Emma Books keeps talking about Amber Smith, and this book in particular, from what I know about it, it's about our main character, Eden, I think her name is, and she got raped by her brother's best friend at some point in the book. And basically we're following her struggling with this event and how it shaped her, and I think we're following her throughout her high school years. So it goes through her 4 years of high school and how that event really shaped her and how it changed her life. So I'm sure it's gonna be hard-hitting and emotional because I mean it's rape. Emma said that she was crying at the end of this, so I mean I'm pretty sure it's gonna be an emotional one, and I've been wanting to read this for a while. The fifth challenge is to read a contemporary that you meant to read in 2018, and for that I had to pick my most anticipated read of 2018. And I chose What If It's Us by Adam Silvera and Becky Abler-Talley. So I've been talking about this book a lot on my channel. I've been wanting to read it forever, but for some reason I still haven't read it. I think it's because this book got mixed reviews. A lot of people liked it, some people didn't like it, some people said it was disappointing. I guess I've been really kind of anxious reading this because I really don't want to be disappointed, but I guess I have to figure it out for myself. Basically, we're following these two main characters, Arthur and Ben. Arthur is Jewish and he just got to New York for this internship, I think. And Ben has been going through a hard breakup, and these two meet in a very meet cute type of situation. They meet at a post office, and then there's this like parade or something happening, and they kind of lose each other in the sense that they never really get to exchange information or like contact info, and then they just keep going on these bad first dates. So they end up asking themselves, what if it's us? Are we really meant to be together? Or is this the universe's way of telling us that we shouldn't pursue this? Becky Albertalli is one of my favorite authors. I also really like Adam Silvera, so I've been wanting to read this. I need to get this done, so I'm hoping to read this in the Contemporary-a-thon. The sixth challenge is to read a book in a non-traditional format. And I have a bunch of electronic arcs that I could read for this challenge, so I ended up picking probably the one that I'm anticipating the most this year, and I chose Serious Moonlight by Jen Bennett. So I absolutely love Jen Bennett. I love everything that she writes. I've loved Alex Proximately. I read Starry Eyes this year and absolutely loved it as well. So I am highly anticipating this new book from her. Basically, we're following our two main characters, Birdie and Danielle. They're working at this Seattle hotel, which is like kind of historic, but I'm not sure why. To be honest, I don't know much about this book. I just know that it takes place in this hotel, and they're both like kind of mystery thriller fans. So that's basically the only thing that I know. I'm really sorry, I can't really tell you guys much about it, but it should be out on April 16th, and since I got an arc for it, I'm just really excited to dive into it. The last challenge for the Contemporary-a-thon is to read a book with a picture on the spine, and once again I'm going with Top 10 by Katie Catania. As you can see, it has a bunch of pictures on the cover but also on the spine, so I just thought that it worked great for this challenge. So that's my TBR for the Contemporary-a-thon. Now let's dive into the rest of my TBR for February. So in February I will be participating in the BookTube Games, which is a month-long readathon hosted by Mayana. I will leave a link to both Chelsea's and Mayana's channels in the description box, so links will be down below. But the goal of this challenge is to read as many pages as possible during the month of February. There are some challenges every week, but they don't really affect your TBR except for the first challenge. Basically, we're being divided into 5 teams. There's Team Hogwarts, Team Ketterdam, Team Camp Half-Blood, Team Derry, and Team Neverland, which is my team, aka the winning team. There's group books for each team, but I didn't really feel like reading the group book for my team, which is Girls of Paper and Fire. As I said earlier, I didn't really feel like buying new books for these readathons, so I just decided to pick books that I already had at home, and this is what I plan on reading in February. The first one is something that I hope I can finish in February because I started it in January and I still haven't finished it, and that book is Circe by Madeline Miller. So I started reading this, and I may be on page right now like 31. Yeah, I'm on page 31, so I read about 30 pages of this. And for some reason, I just haven't been able to fully dive into it. This is a retelling of the myth of Circe, and it sounds interesting, but so far I just haven't really, you know, felt like reading this for some reason. The next book is also one that I'm hoping to finish in February because I'm currently reading it. I'm not that far into it, but it is one beast of a book, and that book is Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas. Currently on page 270, and like this book is about almost 1,000 pages, so I don't think I will have finished it before the end of the month of January, but I can for sure say that I'm hoping to finish this during the month of February. I mean, I can totally do this. But yeah, it's one beast of a book, and I am doing a reading vlog for Kingdom of Ash. I don't think it'll be out by the time this video goes up, but make sure you subscribe so you don't miss this vlog because it's gonna be one hell of a ride. And since the first 2 books were pretty like thick and like heavy, I just thought that I would pick something fast and easy so that I can get more pages read. So I chose a bunch of different poetry collections. This is not cheating. It's just super easy and fast to read, and I think this is a genius way for me to get a lot of reading done. So first I have The Sun and Her Flowers by Rupi Kaur. This is her second poetry collection, and like the poems are like super short, so I can totally like read this in a couple of hours and be done with it, so that's great. And then we have 2 poetry collections by Amanda Lovelace. The first one is The Princess Saves Herself in this one, and the second one is The Witch Doesn't Burn in this one. I've heard great things about both of these. Once again, the poems are pretty short, so I'm just very excited to see what the hype is all about. Next book is a reread for me, and that book is A Study in Charlotte by Brittany Cavallaro. So I read this a while ago and I absolutely loved it. I remember really enjoying it. And since the paperback for The Case for Jamie, I think it's called, is being released on February 5th, I have it pre-ordered. I just thought that before I read the third book, I should dive back into this world because I don't remember a lot of it. Like, I remember parts of it, but I want to really have it fresh in my mind and also be ready for the release of A Questions of Holmes, which is out I think in March, but maybe it's April, I'm not entirely sure. So this is a Sherlock Holmes retelling where we're following our main characters, Jamie and Charlotte. So Jamie is a descendant of John Watson, and Charlotte is a descendant of Sherlock Holmes, and they're solving crime at a boarding school. I mean, I don't really have to convince you there, do I? The story sells itself. Like, I'm just very excited. I just love these characters, I love the intrigue, and I'm just very excited to dive back into this. And last but not least, I thought I would continue my reread of the Addicted series, so I will be picking up Addicted for Now by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is the second book in the Addicted series, or maybe the third. Honestly, I need to do my video where I explain to you guys how to read the Addicted series, because I feel like every time I talk about this, it's so complicated to explain like which book in the series it is. But anyway, this is the second book in the series, and I am loving this. If you're not familiar with it, I feel like I've talked about this series a lot on my channel already, but if you're new, subscribe, please. That would be fun. Join the family. But in this book, we're following our two main characters, Lily and Lo. Both of them are addicts. Lily is a sex addict and Lo is an alcoholic. And they've been in this fake relationship for 3 years because they were trying to hide their addictions to their parents and their family. And well, things take an unexpected turn. That's all I'll say. But this is the second book in the series, and I'm just so excited. This is a thick one. I didn't remember it being so thick. It has about 450, almost 500 pages. Like, damn. But this is so good. This is like romance, new adult. And I just love how it deals with like darker subjects and just like, I don't know. I really enjoy these. I love the characters and I love the series so much. So very excited to reread this one. So that's it for my February TBR. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys plan on reading in February. Are you planning on reading any of the same books that I'm reading? Are you participating in any of the readathons that I talked about? Let me know. I would love to maybe buddy read one of these with you guys if any of you are reading the same books as I am. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to give this a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. And I guess that's it. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!